Rays have won 20 of their last 24 games at Tropicana Field. A lot to celebrate. And this weekend, the celebration continues with Tampa Bay honoring the 2008 American League Championship team over the next 2 days at Tropicana Field. A time for celebration indeed. A reunion of that 2008 American League champion team. Took it all the way to the World Series and put Tampa Bay Rays baseball on the map to stay. And tonight in this 9-game homestand, the middle series, the Chicago White Sox come calling. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to an evening of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats. Great to have you aboard. Hope you have a lot of fun tonight. I think we will here at the ballpark and all weekend long. One of the reasons the Rays are having so much fun lately is the way Mallex Smith has been swinging the bat.
Listen, you'd like to say he's doing it quietly, but the numbers are going to contradict that. It has been sustained success for Mallex Smith. If you go back to the beginning of July, look at some of these numbers. These are big boy numbers, an average of 385. How about the on base at 446, 11 extra base hits, 9 driven in, and by all these highlights, if you continue to pitch Mallex Smith away, he's going to continue to shoot you the other way. A ton of doubles, a home run mixed in there. Always something going on the base paths too with Mallex Smith. A lot of excitement surrounding him. And then on the other side, for the Chicago White Sox, their most dangerous hitter comes in here very, very hot. The average the last 10 games, 385. 4 home runs, 8 driven in, a ton of multi-hit efforts, and he's the one guy in the lineup that you circle and say, we cannot let Jose Abreu beat us. He's a marked man.
So the Rays have taken the first 3 games of this homestand. On 2008 reunion weekend, they'll take on the Chicago White Sox ball club. And boy, a great look back. James Shields, one of those who's returned. In fact, he'll start for the White Sox on Sunday.
The White Sox, well, that guy right there, James Shields, one of the members of the 2008 pennant-winning team, who they are almost all here for the reunion as part of the 20th anniversary celebration that the Rays are putting on. And like I said, almost all of those guys from the 2008 AL pennant-winning team are here. You name it, they are probably here. Here are a couple of those guys on the very special year in Rays history.
We felt it the year before, and going into spring training, we had such a good attitude and good thought process of what we were planning on doing and what kind of a team we had. And then we brought in some really good veterans to kind of lead the clubhouse a little bit, and it worked out really well.
What we did have that year was special. You know, we never were out of a game. It could be down by 10, and we always thought we had a chance. You know, and that was, we'd have Gabe Gross come up, pinch hit, or get a big knock, and we tied up. And you know, my boys still play those songs on YouTube, like Feel the Heat Rays, and you know, they love it.
Looking to have these guys come together from the worst team in baseball 2 straight years to that was an amazing thing. And I will tell you, from the franchise's standpoint, if not for what these guys did together in '08, we would not have had the successes we had since then, and you know, and I expect us to continue to have going forward.
Well, when we come back, the 2008 reunion tour continues throughout the game broadcast. Grant Balfour in the top of the second, and then Rays owner Stu Sternberg joins us in the bottom of the third. First pitch from Game 1 against the White Sox after this.
The magic that is Rays baseball could not have been any greater than 2008, and we will revisit that season and talk to a number of the Rays who spent time here putting together the American League Championship team. All of that coming up tonight and for the rest of the weekend. The Chicago White Sox are in town. We'll take a look at the starting lineup, presented by your Southern Ford dealer. Chicago in with a record of 38-70. They will have Yohan Moncada leading off, followed by Yolmer Sanchez at third and Jose Abreu at first base hitting third. Daniel Palka is the DH hitting cleanup. Abisail Garcia is in right. Omar Narvaez will do the catching with Leuri Garcia in center field, Nick Delmonico in left, and Tim Anderson, the shortstop, batting ninth.
Well, Ryan Stanek will open this game up, and this will be the 17th time he's done that. Previous 16, the ERA 2.28, 23 and 2/3 innings. Has given up just 14 hits. That works its way out to a 167 average, keeping down the base runners. Limit opportunities, you limit runs. And Stanek's done a nice job in this role.
So here we go. Moncada hitting 226 on the year. 14 home runs, 13 of those have come from the left side. He struggled against lefties and held his own against right-handed pitching. First pitch is a fastball too high at 97, and we are underway at 10 minutes past the hour, right on time. And he waves through that one upstairs. 1-1.
Well, Stanek's going to light up that radar gun with the fastball. He'll bring in the slider and the split. You figure no more than 2 innings for Stanek. We'll see how it plays out, but that's usually his top end limit.
This one darts down, 2-1. We saw a couple of those fastballs to open the game. They averaged 98. He's topped out at 100.5. He's 2-1 with Moncada. Now ball 3. Moncada laying off another pitch upstairs.
Well, he swung at one for the 1 strike in this at bat and realized I can't get to it. If you can't get to it, you take it and hope that it's a ball and out of the zone.
Now the 3-1. That's a strike on the inside corner. Trying to influence the decision of Ramon De Jesus, the plate umpire there. Ready to discard that bat. And that pitch on the corner, and the count is full. A foul ball. Fastball challenged him at 98. Stanek pitched deep into the game, deeper when he entered the game on Wednesday in the Angels series. On for a third of an inning with a man on, picked up a strikeout, and then that was it. Swing and a miss. He strikes out Moncada. 99 right there.
Let's go ahead and set the Rays defense for you, see how it's going to line up here tonight. Brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source. And in the outfield left to right, we've got Jake Bowers, Kevin Kiermaier, and Malik Smith. And across the infield, third to first, Matt Duffy, Daniel Robertson, Joey Wendell, and C.J. Cron, with Michael Perez behind the plate.
Here's Sanchez, Yelmer Sanchez, the third baseman. The switch hitter. And he fouls it out of play for a strike. He's hitting 248 for the year. Rays getting their first look at the White Sox since back in April when the Rays were in Chicago and battled not only the White Sox but the snow as well. 0-2 count on Sanchez. It was that road trip where the Rays saw snow in every city, New York, Boston, and Chicago.
Yeah, a little unsettling when you wake up to a picture on your phone of a snowman behind home plate.
And still played that day.
That's right. That's the day that Chicago banged their game, and the
the Cubs on the north side said see you later.
But what was the nickname? The Sod Father.
Yes.
The Sod Father got it done on the south side.
And a cut and a miss. That pitch disappeared on Sanchez. The throw down to first by Perez. 2-3 on the putout. 2 up and 2 down. You know, Roger Brossard took care of that snow that was on the field on the south side of Chicago. Take a look at this. The lowest opposition average against the fastball. Stanek has the 4th best at 165.
Well, I'll tell you, he doesn't hold anything back, and that's why I think he's worked out so well in this role. Found a little comfort level of just coming out and blowing gas, and then all of a sudden you start to see the slider and split come along, makes that fastball even play up more.
Now a strike inside part of the plate. Jose Abreu, 17 home runs, hitting .263.
By the way, that was an interesting list that Stanek was on. A couple names on there. You're gonna have to point them out the next time we play those guys. Jace Fry.
Yeah. Not a household name.
I think Lee Trevino was on there, and I thought he golfed.
Well, we might get a chance to see Fry.
There he is. Are we sure he was in that shot? It could have shown anybody.
Minor foul out there. 1-2 on Abreu.
I'm not kidding. Like, are we
well,
sure?
if we have to, we'll make him show ID.
Yeah. Okay. See, we can't follow the jersey and find the name. And as far as you and I are concerned, it could be anybody.
And a cut and a miss. Abreu out on strike. Stanek strikes out the side. 1, 2, 3. Bottom of the first coming, no score. Presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Kevin Kiermaier is going to lead it off, followed by Matt Duffy and then Jake Bowers. C.J. Crone, the cleanup man, hitting in front of the designated hitter, G-Man Choi. Daniel Robertson hit 6th, the shortstop, in front of second baseman Joey Wendell. Michael Perez will hit 8th, and Malik Smith will bat 9th.
Well, taking the mound tonight for the Chicago White Sox, going to be right-hander Lucas Giolito, making his 22nd start of the season. The record of 7-8, ERA of 6.26, and you can see a big reason why. You start to look at these unforced errors. 113 and 2/3 innings, and has given up 65 walks against just 71 strikeouts.
And here's Kiermaier with Sanchez very close at third. Kiermaier checks, and that's a ball.
Well, you're not kidding. Yolmer Sanchez was a good 2 or 3 yards in. He's starting to creep again. Trying to take away that bunt.
Kiermaier out in front. 2. Giolito, just 24 years old, and he has had first inning issues, trying to establish himself at the major league level. He's hoping they can maybe take advantage of that.
You know, you see some of these guys coming out of the bullpen not nearly as sharp as they would like. And Dwayne, when you talk about his struggles in the first, it's the inning that he's given up the most hits, runs, earned runs, and walks, and by a pretty wide margin.
Foul back. So 1-2. Matt Duffy on deck for the Rays. Rays saw Giolito last year. It was last September, and he held him to 1 run on 3 hits in 7 innings. Walked only 1 in that game and had 10 strikeouts.
His walk rate is way up over a season ago. Moving in the wrong direction.
A little tapper right back to the hill, and he floats that one to first. Oh my. And Abreu there to grab it.
You know, it was funny because that ball was not hit that hard, and you know that Kevin Kiermaier is going to be flying up the line. And you're like, if he takes his time at all, this could get close. And it was the floating throw right here. Yeah, you got to know who's running. They don't see a lot of the Rays.
Yeah, that's a classic floater right there. Here's Matt Duffy. Duffy, the 7th leading hitter in the American League. Pitch is a strike. Now 0-2. Giolito ahead in the count.
Seen some good off speed here early on. So change up. That was a good, nice curveball, change of pace pitch for Giolito, and he will feature that, the change, fastball, and a slider.
1-2. Well, the White Sox come in with 38 wins and 70 losses. And they're 20 games under 500 on the road, 17-37. So the Rays trying to take advantage of all of that. A little tap to the left side. Grabbed by Sanchez, and his throw is in time. A couple of ground ball outs. Jake Bauers will be coming up. Our big story, Chris Archer making his Pirates debut against the Cardinals. And right there on the 3rd pitch of the game has been touched for a home run. Pirates have come back with a couple.
Well, it's all uphill from there. Get the worst out of the way.
Jake Bauers into the dirt. Bauers hitting .244 with 9 home runs and 28 runs batted in. One. Foul out of play. Bauers had a double in the wrap-up game of the Angels series. He had put together a little run of 3 games with a home run in each. Settled for the 2-base hit last night. The pitch is low. 2-2. And that's a strike on the inside corner. Mid-90s fastball rings up Bauers. We're at the end of an inning. No score. 2008 with Grant Balfour on the mound. A key member in that bullpen, posting a 164, earned on average 82 strikeouts in just over 58 innings, and that's a sample of his work there. And Grant joins us in the booth. Grant, great to see you, and I'm sure
good to see you.
You're having a little fun here with all your mates.
Yeah, it's been really good. It's a couple of familiar faces. I'm like, God, he was on the team. I don't remember. It's been so long, right? Getting old.
10 years. I mean,
10 years.
it flies.
Can you believe it's that fast?
It's crazy. It really is when you think about it. You know, I just retired a couple of years ago, and it kind of flashes all in front of you. And then you think, wow, I played 19 years of Pro Bowl, and it was 10 years ago that we're out here making a run for the World Series. So crazy.
You know, that really was the year, and Dwayne, you know, went over your numbers. That was the year you really broke through. What was the difference? Because that was the year that you set yourself up to be that guy. What was it?
Yeah, well, you know, I got sent down to AAA. I got to admit, I've said it before on air. I was a little fired up. I was, you know, I had a little chip on my shoulder, and I went down there and threw up some good numbers and got the opportunity to come up. And I just told myself, hey, I'm going to play this game. I want to be one of the best relievers. I want to be the best at what I'm doing. I looked up to the guys that were the best in the game, and I really just, you know, pushed myself to get the most out of, you know, see what was inside there. I mean, why not give it everything you got? And
If you're going to be there.
if I'm going to be there, hey man, I want to be one of the best if I can. So, and you know, obviously not one of the best, but I tried to put myself up there with some of the better relievers in the game and really push myself. And you know, it worked out good that year.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Now standing against Fan Palka on 3 pitches. Garcia up there and a strike to count on him. Well, you were the best, one of the best here, and in terms of appearances, the 3rd most. Give us a little look inside the bullpen. You know, the year before, and when you look for all the reasons a team as successful as that one was, there are a lot of reasons. But the pitching staff was an unbelievable improvement. I think the earned run average the year before was over 5.8, and it turned out to be a little more than 3.5. 3.6, 3.7, something like that the following year. That's an almost unheard of turnaround, and a big part of that was the bullpen. You guys had something special going on out there.
Yeah, I mean, I think you probably heard it before, but you know, once you get in a bullpen and a bunch of guys get there and they got their heads screwed on right, and they're seeing day in, day out. They know what they're, you know, they know what they're doing. They're getting confident. They're going out and they're doing it day in, day out, and it's just one of the things. I just think, you know, you watch the guy in front of you do it, you want to do it, you don't want to be the weak link in that bullpen, and it really does work like that. You know, we're a unit down there, and we take pride in what we do, and we see it as a specialty job on the team. I know sometimes people forget about us because we sit down there, but we're
Which
like,
is
hey,
not all bad.
you know, we want to put our hand up and say, hey guys, we can help us win a few games here too. You know,
The kickers.
So.
All by themselves. Well,
Yeah.
you guys do. I mean, you spend any time out in the bullpen, and it is a different world. A different world out there with different rules, and you're like your own little family.
You know, you got to earn your spot down there in the bullpen. You know what I mean? It does. I remember being pitching out in Oakland. And it's funny because I was talking to Romo for 5 minutes today. He's talking about how he used to sit in the dugout there, and it was funny when you go to San Francisco. There was no bullpen, so you got to sit in the dugout. It just feels really weird being in the dugout as a bullpen guy. It's just there's no place for you in there. You know what I mean? It just feels weird. So being down there and having our own spot, you know, that's just it's just a different breed down there. And you know, we kind of get a little wild down there at times. But when you know you got to come in and you know what's on the line and you know your spot, you turn it up pretty quick.
That's why it's frowned upon in the dugout, because that's foreign to that group.
Yeah.
It's all the in-control starters and all the position players. Hey, by the way, in watching these old highlights, you get pretty fired up out there from time to time. What exactly, who were you yelling at, or what were you yelling at? And was it just something to fire yourself up? Because, you could, the veins in the neck.
Yeah, you know, I think I've definitely calmed down a little bit since then. I sometimes look back and think to myself, damn, you're crazy. And some people might still say I am, but I definitely used to, I just have a lot of passion for the game. And like I said to you, when I went out there, I meant business, and I didn't care. I didn't want anything to get in my way. No disrespect to anybody, but it was me, and I was on the mound, and I didn't care who you were and what you're about. I'm freaking coming after you, and that was the way I had to go about it, and I felt like that really worked for me. And just to be aggressive out there, I didn't want to be, later in my career, don't get me wrong, I wasn't where I wanted to be, but for the most part there, in about a 6-7 year run, I felt like I was doing things I wanted to do.
Get into attack mode.
Yeah.
I mean, that's especially coming out of the bullpen, because you don't have time to come out of the bullpen and settle into the game. You got to come out and it's game on, especially in the role that you were in.
Exactly. I mean, there's, you might come out there and throw one pitch and it might be good night. The ball's in left field stands and that's it. You got guys who've been busting it out there for 3 hours, and you come out there and throw one pitch and it's like, well, geez, thanks for that. And we're packing the bags and taking it back on. So you want to go out there and give everything you got. You're playing. You got guys playing behind you. We had an unbelievable team. We had so much talent. It's not just the guy on the mound pitching. You got the guy back there putting the fingers down for you. It's everyone. And it's just it was such an awesome ride and a highlight of my career. And just to be able to come back here, and celebrate it, it's awesome.
Where are you spending your time now?
I'm up here in Clearwater.
Yep.
I didn't get too far away from the Trop, so I found a home here. I love it here. I grew up in Australia. We love the beaches, so I got to get somewhere in the beaches here. So Florida worked for me. I do remember, though, when I started out in the Gulf Coast League in 1997, and I was pitching out there, and I think it was 107, and humidity was about the same. I said, oh, my God, I will never live in Florida. I'll never live in Florida. And where did I end up? About 2 hours north of where I was, and here I am. So never say never.
That's right. That is right.
Well, Adam Kolarek is the new pitcher here. Standing, faced 5 men, struck him out. A little different structure here with the opener.
Yeah.
Obviously, wasn't even thought about when you guys were doing what you were doing at 08.
Yeah, I had a little running joke and said, hey, I felt like maybe I'm going to a cricket match with the opener, But no, it's different. It seems to be working for these guys. I mean, hey, it is what it is. I know it's not the traditional style of pitching, but hey, if my opener can go 1 2/3 no hit ball and strike out 5, I'm pretty happy.
I'm wondering why he's coming out of the game. He struck out everybody.
Yeah,
hey, with that,
that's
okay.
ridiculous right there.
How about this? So Joe Madden comes to you in 2008. Says, or Kevin Cash now.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you think about? I know you're back into the bullpen guy, power guy. What do you think about starting tomorrow?
Yeah.
Giving me anywhere between 3 and 6 outs. What's your mindset?
Back then, I'd say you're crazy. Back then, I'd say you're crazy because never heard of. I guess was never heard of last year either. But I guess I guess it's a mindset. Like anything, if you put your mind to it, you can do it. And it's definitely different. But hey, maybe it's going to catch on, and you're going to see more teams do it. Maybe it's not. But I guess if it's working for you, keep doing it, I guess.
Well, you talked about the way the game's changed, and that's one of the big ways that we've seen way more information gathering and partial innings going on than ever before.
Yeah, I mean,
it'd be tough to get you out of some of those games.
It would be. Yeah. It was. There's definitely been. There's a lot of information on a lot of pitches, hitters now. I mean, you can nail it down to where to throw this guy, that guy at any count. So I mean, really, if you can go out there and execute as a pitcher, there's really no excuse for not being able to get a guy out these days, I guess. But it's it is what it is. Everyone's the hitter knows what he's throwing. So at the end of the day, we kind of all got something on each other. It's just a matter of going out there and making it happen, I guess.
Grant Balfour for stopping in. Rays are facing Lucas Giolito tonight. C.J. Crone. Crone will lead it off. The pitch is a strike. So Stanek worked an inning and 2/3, 5 strikeouts. Caleri gave up the double to Narvaez and then got the ground ball out. So here we are in the home half of the second. 1-1. Big cut and a miss on the fastball up. 1-2. Well, since July, Crone has hit .329, 18 runs batted in. Lines it into left. That's going to stay up, and Delmonico runs under it to make the grab. After a 1-2-3 first, including a called third strike on Bowers, Giolito gets C.J. Crone to start the bottom of the second. Hitter will be Ji-Man Choi. Choi, 3 home runs total. 1 since coming to the Rays, 9 of 37. Factors out to a .243 average in a Rays uniform. Ball, no strikes. One. Giolito got through his first inning worries in fine fashion, a 1-2-3 inning. Two and one. On deck, Daniel Robertson. It's 3-1. Well, not a lot of the current Rays have faced Giolito. Faced this club last September, but a lot of turnover. The only man with as many as 3 at-bats against him was Kevin Kiermaier. Kevin 0 for 3. Now a full count on Choi. Kiermaier out pitcher first to start the Rays first. Ball 4. The Rays get their first base runner.
Well, this is exactly what has really hurt Giolito. You know, when you think about the extra base runners that he has put on coming into play, 65 walks and 11 hit batters. So you're talking about 76 extra base runners in 113 2/3. And then you start to tie that in to the fact that he's not been able to control the running game. 19 out of 20 stolen bases against him. Also 19 home runs given up, and that 6.26 earned run average starts to make sense.
Daniel Robertson takes a strike. Nine home runs for Robertson. Not in the lineup last night. Takes this one down. 1-1. A couple of runs batted in the first game of the series against the Angels. Ground ball right side. Moncada, Anderson one over to first. They get the 4-6-3 double play. We're through 2 innings, no score. By WB Mason. Who but WB Mason, the official office supply company of the Tampa Bay Rays. By Publix, where shopping is a pleasure. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Some of the guys who have returned for this celebration of the 2008 team this weekend. James Shields. Pitch is breaking ball missing. Delmonico, Nick Delmonico, the left-handed hitting left fielder up there. Two 2-0. Shields will be pitching in Sunday's game. And the plan calls for Blake Snell to be activated and pitch tomorrow for the Rays. That's a strike, a little drop down by Collarig.
He gives you that odd angle for the most part. Every once in a while, you'll see him come up a little bit more of a traditional arm angle just to try to throw the hitter off. But for the most part, he lives down there, not quite submarine style, but definitely sidearm.
And he picks up another strike there.
Think about the contrasted styles. Stanek at about 100, right over the top, four-seamers, and then Collarig from the left side, and he's coming at you from way over there.
And he gets the strikeout. Delmonico, the left-handed hitter, out of there. And the Rays have picked up 6 strikeouts already. Delmonico, the number 8 hitter, away in the third.
There's that fastball right from the side, working its way down and in. I'll tell you, this Rays pitching staff, and I don't care who it is, they go out there so very well prepared that it really just comes down to execution. If you make your pitches, you're going to have success because you know exactly where to go on these hitters.
Tim Anderson takes one away. Anderson, the talented shortstop for Chicago. Got some pop and some speed. Right back into the screen now, 1-1. Right back into the screen, 1-2. White Sox have dropped 6 of their last 8. And if you back it up more than that, 15 of their last 23. Coming off a 2-4 homestand against Toronto and Kansas City.
You know, this is year 2 of the complete rebuild for the White Sox. You know, they trade off Chris Sale and Adam Eaton and a lot of different guys to build their minor league system, get some young players, and start to get the upswing. But the upswing had better start to come pretty soon, or you run the risk of all these young guys just learning how to lose.
Well, they've developed Anderson, and still looking for him to develop into that complete shortstop. And he has, as we mentioned, athletic ability. He can run. He's got some pop in his bat. Does strike out a lot. Very aggressive. He doesn't walk much. It's a foul ball up the right side in front of Darryl Boston. And the other side of that second base combination on deck. And the White Sox, when they got Moncada from Boston and the Chris Sale deal, I mean, he was going to be the kingpin of this young rebuild. A little bit high there, not by much, and it's 2-2.
And I think overall, while they both have shown flashes, you hope that there's more there, or at least more consistency. And that's why I say, you know, 2-3 years of constant losing with the same group, you're not really building anything moving in the right direction. You're building a team that's learning how to lose together.
Yep. And that, especially for a young team, is problematic.
Very.
You know, if you don't have a veteran presence on that team to help lead them out of the wilderness, it becomes a day after day losing experience, and you're essentially punching a time clock.
Becomes the culture.
Yeah.
You create that culture. The very guys that are supposed to lead you out are the ones that have been involved in a losing atmosphere for far too long.
2 to Anderson, who broke his bat on that little foul ball, has a new bat. Strokes it into center field for Kiermaier. Evans right there to make the catch. 2 gone. Well, the White Sox lost 95 games last year. They were 67-95. Last winning season they had was 2012. They won 85 games that year. Here's the top of the order, Yohan Moncada. Moncada, a strikeout victim of Ryan Stanek to start this game. Stanek went to 3-2 with him and got him on that 99-mile-per-hour fastball, and now it's a different experience for Moncada against the lefty Coleri. Pitch is down. 1-1.
You know what's interesting too, when you see this, Dwayne, we have seen games now where the first 3-4 hitters of an opposing lineup, their first 3 at bats will be against 3 different pitchers with completely different styles.
Yep, and there's a ground ball to third. That might be the general idea.
Well, we can talk to Stu.
Yeah,
Sternberg
we'll find
about
out
that.
for sure. Stu Sternberg going to be with us here when we come back in the bottom of the 3rd. and the White Sox opening this series, and happy to have Stu Sternberg join us. And boy, do we have questions for you.
And once again, I have no answers whatsoever.
Who's Joey Wendell?
I do feel 10 years younger today after spending a bunch of time with all the guys who are here, and have them out here again tomorrow. It is wonderful. They've all got these little kids running around now.
Yep.
And half of them, at least, or more, 2/3 of them look like they can step on the field tomorrow.
Yeah.
I was begging Bradford to show up, can you give me a few innings now and then, the righty specialist. He did say he spoke with Romo a bit, and which is good, because it's a similar sort of slider, sinker kind of.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Extreme arm angles.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bullpen guys are a special sort anyway, and then that's sort of a subset of the bullpen guys.
The whack, and they're not even left-handed. Sorry, GA.
Yeah. Listen, that's fine by me.
2 strikes here to Wendell. And they break her down and in. He's out
How about
on strikes.
How about tonight? We went lefty, righty, right down the board. Up until now, we got our 3 lefties going. So maybe something happens this year.
Well, I know this. I know that when Dusty Baker used to do that to me all the time when he was managing the Giants, and because I'm a finesse lefty and I wanted to establish the fastball down and away. Well, if you go righty, lefty, righty, you're constantly changing your sights. And in doing that, you lead to the possibility of more mistakes. And with this lineup going back and forth against Giolito, a guy who struggled with his command, maybe you get a few more pitches out over the plate. Maybe that's the thinking.
I love the pitcher's approach, too.
See, you're giving him new ideas.
Yeah, and he doesn't need
working
any
on
more.
it right now. Well, as they once said, favorite, you ain't seen nothing yet.
This whole opener idea, then the bullpen days, and right now, tomorrow, they'll activate the big lefty, and so there's essentially one starter from a traditional sense. And so it's, I'm assuming, here to stay.
I would anticipate. Look, we clearly, this had been something we had been toying with and thinking about for years. But when you get the pitchers get hurt to the extent they did this year, that we were counting on. We figured we had to reach into the bag of tricks a little bit, and then now accentuating a little bit with the trade of Vivaldi and Chris, obviously, but. We've got the innings covered, right? It's just a question of who gets them. As a matter of fact, you guys would know, somebody asked me, my son asked me just before, how many can we actually fit in the bullpen? Can we fit 11 guys down there?
12 expanding bench down there.
We're going to have to do it.
That's all.
No big guys.
That's called a capital improvement, by the way.
I'll check on that for the tax purposes. No, but it's true. You saw, without Snell, there was zero starters, right?
Right, and so...
And a team that was historically the deepest starting, we had 9 of them basically to show up this year.
That's what you hung your hat on, was the starting pitching and defense.
We hang it right now, and we've said before that it's all about run prevention. However you do it, whatever method's necessary, that's what we're going to do.
I'm sure that obviously from game to game, you know who's going to open it. Do you know the plan behind it? Or do you sit and enjoy like the rest of us?
I for the most part sit and enjoy. You guys speculate and sort of get it right most of the time anyway.
It's
a quick half inning. I guess I'm sticking around.
Alex Smith. Yeah, we'll certainly have you back in the 4th because we want to find out what else is in store. ball game. Adam Kolarek out there. Ryan Stanek was the opener for the Rays, and we're happy to have Stu Sternberg join us because we're trying to find what tidbits we can come up with here and what direction this team might take.
I want to ask you this. I want to ask you your thoughts on Tyler Glasnow.
So it happens when we talk off camera. We're really, really high on Glasnow. He's a guy we've liked for a while. You never know. Like you know, you get a pitcher from another team, and you know it. Everybody always thinks they could fix the other guy, right? The Pirates are already out there. We could do this with Arch or that, and we wish everybody nothing but the best. And our guys, you know, we've had some successes. I'd like to say, I believe, in the past, finding ways to improve people's pitching capabilities. And I think a couple of things with him. One, he's been really close on his balls. Like he's walked a bunch of guys like Snell last year. Same situation. He hasn't missed like this. He's missed like this. And the other thing, he releases the ball closer to home plate, from my understanding, than any pitcher in all of baseball. Now that he did with the Pirates as well. Yep. But you think about it, the difference, you know, wherever you release it and you get another foot or another foot and a half, it's, you know, Betances-like in that respect. Yeah. And then some.
Yeah, that reminds me of J.R. Richard in the Houston days. Big right-hander, long stride, long arms, great velocity. There's a strikeout Sanchez, and a great slider. And against the Dodgers, had a predominantly right-handed hitting lineup then. He owned that club, and it was a similar situation. He was like right on top of the hitter.
Yeah, we're really excited to have Glasnow come in here. Look, we did these trades, a lot of moves, you know, for us, especially at the you know, at the break here, you know, at the deadline. And you know, we think at the end of the day, we came out of it after all the dust. Now, obviously, FAM is down. We think we are a better baseball team on August 1st than we were on July 31st. I'm not going to say by much, but it's the team fits better together. We've got the new catcher who's going to get to play, who's looked good so far, lefty bat. Obviously, he doesn't have the bat of Ramos. Behind the plate, he's active. We've got to get him out there and see who he is. Having FAM, that bat in left field, and we don't know how long he's out for at this point, would be a dramatic change and would certainly make up for the type of bat we'd lose behind the plate. And we'd like to see how Glasnow is going to look on the mound. And we feel real good about the team. The team is still striking distance. It's going to be a long shot, certainly, but you know, you go back, we came back from 7 or 8 games back on the Red Sox. The problem is now we're chasing 2 teams for the second wild card, but we basically just have to keep winning games. You know, 3 out of 4, 7 out of 8 go on a run and see what leads us.
You know, you think about this team, speak to the character of this team. When you mentioned all the moves that have been made, and you think about, it started with Colomé and Denard Span out to Seattle. You start to think through the litany of moves that this team has made with impact players. And these guys, they don't get down, they get hungrier. And just speak to the character of this group.
Well, you said it gets hungry. You know, obviously you lose a guy like Span, who was just he was a great influence and he was playing great ball. But it opens up a slot for Alex to play every day. And he's had, you know, the month of July, he was, I would say, our best offensive player, best all-around player by far, right? So, you know, that opens up a spot right there. You never know when these guys step in and they see the opportunity. The last thing in the world, I love watching Hedge play shortstop. He was just a marvelous thing to watch. Tremendous. You got to get Willie in there and without somebody sort of over his shoulder and, you know, give him the opportunity. A, it allows us to see we've got going forward. He's got to get the reps here. And B, you'd like to think that, you know, over the next month, he's going to feel it and the excitement, and he's going to play up further up to his potential.
Abreu at first with the base hit. Sanchez struck out to open the inning.
And look, you've got Romo, who's, you know, certainly done pretty well in a closing role to this point, right?
He was your original opener. The opener became the closer.
We'll have more of those before the year is out, I would guess. Yeah. Yeah, you brought up a good one the other when when he went to play third base. Did he get a hold? Why doesn't he get a hold?
Yeah, he should have gotten a hold.
Here we go.
A ground ball up the middle. Little flip there. Nice. Second for one. The ball popping away on the backside of that to Crone. So they get Abreu.
We've been a little sloppier the last week, and in infield a couple of balls.
I blame you on this one. I think they just want you up here in the booth a little longer.
You know that you'll know. I don't know if you know my little dark secret. I always, when I speak to you, or you know, I speak out in the stands, I always like to do it when we're up. Nothing bad can necessarily happen when we're up. I remember seeing. I told Andrew Freeman years ago I'd seen Dombrowski, I think, on national TV. I'd seen Dave Dombrowski on national TV once, and when he was with Detroit, whoever they were playing, they must have given up 6-7 runs, and he's sitting there through the whole thing. And finally, he just said, I'm out of here. You know, it's just a miserable experience.
That's marketing savvy on your part. You know, let's talk for a moment. We talked about it just briefly, but organizationally, when you identify a talent, maybe he goes to the minor leagues. I mean, it would appear to us watching that on two fronts, on maybe a psychological front and on a physical front, there's some evaluation going into whom you acquire and then what you do with those. And the instructors at the minor league level have been pretty remarkable, it seems to me.
It's a very good point. When we bring a guy over, if they're sort of on the thought process, if they're on the bubble a little bit, it's better to have more hands and more eyes on them. So for the first week, 2 or 3 maybe, if we can start them at Durham and see what those guys feel about them, here's what to prepare for when they come up. Because the thought process all along is when they come up to the majors, you want them to, you don't want to do it with the idea that, we'll just send them down if it doesn't work out. You want it to work out. So it's always trying to keep the arrow pointing up a little bit. And if they start down at Durham a little bit, we get our pitching coach there or the hitting coach, you get the manager. Here are little tweaks you might want to work on. And you remember last year it was Snyder, right? And he's been incredible, Carl. So to have, let's say last year or the year before, a guy like Snyder working with a guy before he comes up to the big leagues, work out a couple of kinks, and now he's ready to hit the ground and have some success. So it is a big part of it. The more eyes you can get on him, and in spring training, as you guys both know, you get a lot more looks and everything else. Whereas you get a guy in July or August, you know what's going to be. So we expect it, you know, with guys we've just picked up now as well.
Here's Jamie Schultz entering this game. You know, here's a guy, great arm. He's been in the organization, has had a measure of success, but at times struggled because of the control issues. And in fact, we were on the West Coast when they called him up in Oakland, and his numbers hadn't been very good. And Kevin Cass was talking about the idea there was an opportunity that you could get a guy like Schultz up to help the team, but also to help him, let him know that the organization hadn't forgotten about him.
Yeah, a big part of, a lot of what we're doing is creating space. They've obviously, the team as a whole has performed beautifully this year. Nobody, myself excluded, and some of our baseball guys thought we were going to do much better than everybody had expected. We're on record for that at the beginning of the year. But they've done, even better, especially with all the injuries to the pitchers. And I don't want to keep coming back to and have Kiermaier out. He could hit 100, and you could see the value he provides to this team. He's just wonderful to have out there. It's a testament to the depth that we've had and the interchangeability. And I think, as you were saying a little bit, these guys get, you see Wendell go out to left field, and he plays the heck out of it out there. Guy had never played left field. You give him an opportunity. And now all of a sudden you've got someone who can play different positions. Robbie stepped into a steady role. You watched him up here the last couple of years. We're questioning, you're questioning. We believed in him. You tell him that. You open up a spot for him, and there you have it. Duffy comes in, who's a guy who's out all last year, and we had, thought the world of Duffy, similar to like we felt about Forsythe when he came in a number of years back, and we knew, and he's produced a great year this year. Bowers has been, he's really hit the ground running as well.
1-2 to Abisail Garcia with the runner at first, 2 gone. No score here in the top of the 4th inning.
And in the midst of all of it, we've got our minor leagues, I wouldn't say stocked, but they're pretty stocked. And we've added players here and there in each place for it. We've created some more cap space internationally, and you see what gets done internationally with some of the guys we have in the bullpen, or Jesus Sanchez down in the minors now. And that makes a difference, not today, but in the near and certainly more distant future.
That's what is impressive when you talk about the minor league system and all the young guys that you just went through, one by one, and then you think about the offense that's coming through, because again, you go back, this organization has always been known for developing pitchers, maybe not so much on the offensive end. Seems to be a whole lot more of that.
We finally, you see the lows, right?
Yeah.
Low, low, and low. I see it's like a law firm. We've got these guys coming. McCarthy has been a great bat. He's hurt himself a little bit with his back. So you need to have those guys step up. And Meadows coming in now, and now Pham. So if you can plug a regular into a few spots, and all of a sudden you've got center fields obviously squared away with Kiermaier. You get left field with Pham. You know, potentially right field at a point next year. Later this year, maybe with Meadows. This is why I don't come up when we're pitching.
2 men on now.
You know, you've got a stocked infield at this point with, you know, guys fighting for space. Bauer's in here, maybe, and I cross my fingers because I think it's the one position we've been cursed at is catcher. Maybe we've got ourselves a catcher here. You know, we've run into issues there over the years. And one thing I stress with my guys, don't take the pitching for granted. It's not like we just show up and we could prevent runs, but seeing what these guys have been doing, and we know we've got real pitchers coming behind this next year, then, you know, we feel like we're in really good shape.
Yeah, and you've got 2 or 3 pretty good ones that will get healthy over the next year plus.
Yeah, you saw Banda a little bit. You still haven't seen, I would tell you haven't seen Honeywell, and he's the best of the whole bunch. The best.
Pitch is wide to Narvaez, the catcher.
Still got the issue. You know, you never know with the Tommy John, as you know.
Yep.
Better than any. But he's a guy we just couldn't be higher on a pitcher, and that's what we were counting on this year. And he would have been incredible to watch this year.
Well, Kyle Snyder's going to have a visit here right now with Jamie Schultz, who missed on that first pitch following the walk.
And that was, you know, he got a good start to that at bat too. It ends up working its way into a walk, and Kyle Snyder being a little proactive here. And that's what you do. A younger pitcher that can have command issues, you want to get out there in front of it. You know, maybe a veteran guy, you give him a little bit longer of a leash, but Kyle Snyder does not want to see this inning spiral out of control to scoreless game.
You know, a lot of guys, you've been out there, I have no idea. A lot of guys come out just to let's take a breath. It feels like Snyder goes out there and actually has a plan in place to get these guys. It's like when a timeout in basketball, you expect to score a point.
Right.
When you call it on offense, set up a play. He seems to get these guys settled down to a point on how to attack the hitter and let's get through it, whatever it happens to be. A lot of confidence.
Do you ever see when he goes out there, you'd like to say it's a conversation, it's not a conversation. Kyle Snyder gets out to that mound, he is in complete control of what is being said, he says it with conviction, and that pitcher's looking right up into those eyes, nodding his head, and what he's doing is giving him the game plan to get out of this inning. And they walk back there, and all of a sudden you're infused with his confidence, you make the pitch, and here you go, Kyle Snyder becomes a genius.
Oh, Schultz has just made a couple pitches here. Counts 1 and 2.
Well, change was made from Hickey, who had as much success here as you could ever want from a pitching coach. Kyle had worked with every one of these guys in Durham last year and in the years past, and he was the right guy at this time. And, you know, different people are the right people at that point in time. But there isn't a pitcher, I think, you know, other than maybe Romo, I could think of, you know, during the year on this staff who didn't work with Snyder in AAA, and the respect they have for him, you know, being 6'7", walking out on the mound, looking down on him, right?
You're up on the top. You're standing up on the rubber. He's off the mound still, and he's looking you right in the eyes. So, yeah, you tend to listen to that guy.
It's exciting. Look, it's exciting for me. It's exciting for the guys in the front office. They did an amazing job. I had spoke with them all today. How excited I was for, you know, the job they did, just getting everything together. There was a lot of moving parts in this one.
Runners will be moving on this 3-2 pitch, and it's foul back and out of play.
So when you're going up to the trade deadline, and we had Eric Neander in here, you know, obviously the day of the deadline, and he was exhausted. You could tell it in his voice, and the hours that he must have kept, you know, and all that time leading up. When are you kept abreast? I'm certain that you're not on the same lack of sleep schedule. So when do you get updates?
Well, I wake up in the morning, and you can't imagine what happens. You know, it's 6:45 in the morning, and my texts are lit up and everything else. You know, what was the? Yeah. Ooh, excuse me. Shoot. You know, it's like the Marines. We do more before 6 a.m. than whatever it happens to be. It's great, but I'll tell you another advantage. Something we have. We have Chaim Bloom and Eric. You know, both of them are working phones, as opposed to most teams where it's one particular GM, and they're able to handle, like, you know, the trades we did. Eric spoke to a couple of teams and it was on it. Chaim had been speaking to a couple of teams, and in the past we had Matt Silverman, so you had 3 guys dividing up 30 teams. You can control the process a lot better. Having said that, Eric and Chaim both in the whole department were just swamped.
That's a shot into right, and Malix is there to make the catch. Well, Stu, have fun this weekend.
Guys, keep it up. Great job. Thank you, all the fans. Anybody get out here tomorrow, I always ask you to come out, but it'll be a blast. Any of you remember 08 and these guys?
Oh.
They're all so excited and their families to be here. It's great.
One of the best stories in baseball, that 2008 season.
Thank you.
Well, that was a nice visit with Stu Sternberg there, and I still believe that this weekend is the best time to reminisce about that. But that stretch beginning with 08, where this team went to the postseason 4 times in 6 years, that's still one of the great baseball stories. Any way you look at it, competing against the American League East and everybody else that they had to contend with.
You know, it is so interesting because, you know, I was a part of that team in spring training. Yep. I came down for one last go around to play again. That was the plan. And so to be in spring training with that group as a player, you could feel, and we may have been the only group of people outside of the, you know, management and coaches that really thought, you know what, we are going to surprise everybody this year. And you're thinking that in February, you know, the rest of the baseball world thinks you're crazy.
Yep. That's
right. And all year it felt, you know, end up getting injured and end up becoming the assistant with Jim Hickey on the coaching staff, assistant pitching coach. But all year it still felt like around baseball, when is this team going to cave?
Yeah.
When is this team going to cave?
Everybody around baseball was asking that question.
I'm sure
I
they
remember
were.
Scott Kazmir was one of the guys in spring training, one of the first guys to publicly say to anybody, this is a good team. Really good things could happen to this team. It could contend. And people looked at him cross-eyed.
Yeah, like he had like 7 heads.
Yeah.
And then you had, it was a scrappy group, and they sent the message, you know, had the brawl in spring training with the Yankees.
Yep. Hey,
Shields fight at the Red Sox.
Yep. Aggressive turn by Kiermaier, and he's aboard. The Rays pick up their first hit. Our Toyota inside look in regard to that team, finishing 97 and 65 and winning the East by 2 games over Boston. Well, what a postseason that was. Evan Longoria, the rookie of the year, stepped right in.
Well, that ALCS against Boston. Well, you had that game too. Was it Game 5 where the Rays were about to close out Boston 4-1 in Boston?
Yep.
And up by what, 7-8 runs? Got away, but still came back and won it at home. I mean, what a season, really.
And then to go on and get to the postseason 3 more times over the next 5 years. Really a great run. And they aspire to get back to that and be creative in the process.
And you're going to have to be. When you look at the way that the division is configured with Boston and New York and all the youth and the core, you're going to have to be creative to compete with that group.
Well, the Rays were a little bit out in front already with the information gathering in 08.
Oh, yeah.
There goes the runner. The pitch is a ball, and the throw is in time. Kiermaier called out by Jerry Meals. So Kiermaier kneeling there at second base, thinking maybe he got in there. We'll see what the Rays decide to do. Did he get in?
Well, it looked like the glove went right down to the turf first. Let's see. Moncada, did he catch him at all, or did he get the dirt and then the side? The left hand may have been in there. They're going to take a look.
The Rays will take a look indeed.
Yeah, you see the glove of Moncada comes down. It's there in time, but it almost looked like he missed him initially, and he's going to tag the infield dirt. And that left hand, well, see that you can't really tell there. Going to have to put this one together like a puzzle, but it looks like the Rays have a chance.
All right, now it's a caught stealing, so they're looking for something clear and convincing to overturn this.
That's the burden of proof has now been put on the Rays, but they feel pretty confident. See right there. The only thing is, did the back of his hand, you know, I mean, definitely the top end of that glove got nothing but clay.
So the play under review. Kiermaier picking up the base hit, trying to steal his way into scoring position. I'm going to guess that's a stand. We'll wait and see. But
there is no way that that's confirmed. No way. That's at best you could say stands, because that glove clearly went down and hit the dirt. Now the only thing was the back of the hand maybe brushing up against the jersey.
Yeah, and it's stands is the official result of the review. Kiermaier is out of there. 1-1 to count to Duffy. He's down on the count, 1-2. And he's reaching for the breaking ball and is out on strikes. And that's 4 strikeouts now for Giolito. Slider got him there.
This is the version of Giolito that the Rays saw last season.
Yeah.
Not this year.
No, last September.
Yeah.
He struck out 10 and walked 1.
I mean, that's the line. He's in complete control here tonight so far.
Yeah, we like the other guy better. For our own selfish reasons. Pitch is down, 1 ball, no strikes.
You know, the numbers speak for themselves. The ERA 6.26. You know, talking to some of the people close to the Chicago team before the game, they're saying that he was throwing the ball better lately, more in command of things, but he seems to have taken that to a new level here through 3 2/3.
Yeah, hard to think that he could throw any better than he has so far tonight. 2-1.
Now, for the most part, he's been able to throw strikes. I think the changeup has been a good pitch for him here tonight, just to keep the Rays hitters off balance. Some good breaking balls.
Three and one.
See, as soon as I start talking about somebody's command, you know he's going to walk in.
That's why we brought it up.
It's the reverse lock, and I've been great at it all season. I have been absolutely awful.
And there's ball 4. So the walk. Yeah, we're going to runner at first. 2 gone. This weekend, your last chance to purchase the 2018 Rays Flex Pack through Sunday. You can purchase 5 lower level tickets for just $75. Savings of up to 60%. And each pack purchase includes your choice of gift, either a Devil Rays pullover or the pint glass set presented by Dex Imaging. For info, visit raysbaseball.com/flex. Runner takes off. C.J. Cron takes the pitch low, and a stolen base for Bowers. And I'll tell you, he took advantage of Giolito there. Picks up a stolen base.
Well, they've not been able to piece a whole lot together against Giolito, and he has been prone to giving up the stolen base. So Bowers does a great job there of getting the jump number one and getting, obviously, into second base safely.
How about that? His number's 19 steals, 1 caught stealing coming in. That's a hot shot. Look out.
Oh, that's why you're shocked that they got Kiermaier.
Yeah.
Thought he was going to be able to pick that up. Didn't go well, but Bowers is able to get it.
Bowers 4 of 5 in the running game. Ground ball, breaking pitch. Anderson at shortstop makes the throw. Well, the Rays do not score. Got a hit and a walk. Leave 1. A caught stealing. Scoreless through 4. Ball on Fox Sports Sun, brought to you by your Southern Chevy dealers. By Eldorado Furniture, a different kind of furniture store for over 50 years. And by your local Ford dealers. Earlier press conference today. Asbury, Upton, Shields, Bartlett, and Iwamura there. First pitch to Yuri Garcia. He takes for a ball, 1-0. This one is upstairs, 2-0. You know, and you really can't forget the influence not only of his play on the field, but the emotional side of that team that Aki Iwamura provided. This pitch is down. 2-0. Saw him tonight downstairs. He has that same great personality, Aki.
We were neighbors back in 2008.
Ball 4. You were his English instructor.
No. Listen, you've heard me talk up here. I wouldn't send anybody to learn from me.
Yeah, he was great, you know, and willing to play third, second. Made that move there. Helped the team.
Yep. Well, you see that a lot. You know, teams that overachieve or successful teams, teams that are special, always involves a story or two where a guy makes a move to help the team. Maybe uncomfortable for him, maybe outside of where he'd like to be, but you do it anyway because it makes the team stronger. And then guess what? Everybody gets rings.
Well, the Rays have taken that concept and made it standard operating procedure. There's Kiermaier taking care of Delmonico's fly ball, and Garcia hangs on at first. And they've done that. They've taken the Ben Zobrist mold that they had, and they've spread it throughout the organization. And really, they've spread it throughout baseball. More and more people have at least one or two guys who can play all over the place. And the Rays, I think all you have to do is look at their organization. They have guys like that coming up through the minor leagues.
Yeah. Listen, Dwayne, when I go back home and you hear the parents with Jackson's baseball team, and the parents are complaining, oh, listen, my son, he plays one inning and left, and then the next inning he's playing second base, and then after that he goes to a 6-inning game and he plays 5 different positions. I'm like, listen, he's going to be a future Ray.
Yeah.
They're just getting a head start. That's what you do. He can learn them all.
That's right. Runner takes off. Anderson shoots it into center. Kiermaier's there to make the catch, set up to make a throw, and back to first. Close, but safe. Anderson goes to center field. And boy, you could see the excitement build in Kiermaier right there, contemplating a potential double play.
Trying to get rid of it as quickly as he can, and he has a very strong arm, and just ahead of it was Garcia. Get caught in no man's land. I'll tell you, Kiermaier was positioned perfectly, and Garcia knows he's in trouble.
Just missed him. Now the top of the order, Moncada. Ball, no strikes. Top of the 5th, no score. Rays and the White Sox tonight. Two and 0.
Are we going to build a set overnight for the talk show that we're going to run tomorrow? You remember in Seinfeld when they had
a bunch of guys.
The old Merv Griffin set?
Well, I don't think anybody's using that set. We might try to get it.
Try to build it up in here.
Yeah. Runner goes again. The pitch is a strike. The throw. They got it. Perez throws out Garcia, and that will retire the side. No runs, a walk, a caught stealing, and nobody left. And here's the peg from Michael Perez. Robertson's tag got him.
Statcast AI, and I'll tell you something, Dwayne, you look at that throw there from Perez. Now, he didn't have time to wind up. He's throwing right from his ear at about 84 miles an hour. Nice job by him, strong throw. Nice job by Daniel Robertson maintaining some balance as he basically caught that throw right on the helmet of Garcia. That was an impressive way to end that half inning, and I'll tell you, Perez has been impressive here in his short stint with the Rays.
Yes, he has. He has been fun. Choi, 1-1. The count on G-Man Choi leading off the bottom of the fifth. Robertson next, and then Wendell. One. Choi walked his first time. 2 walks given up by Giolito. Down to first, backhanded stop Abreu, and the toss to Giolito. Ball sharply hit by Choi, and Abreu was up to making that play.
Well, you know what, Dwayne? Let's go ahead then and make this our Bonefish Grill fresh catch of the game. Jose Abreu going down that hard hit ball, able to backhand it, feed it to Giolito.
.108 off the bat by Choi, and Abreu made the play.
Tell you what, Statcast AI is busy here tonight.
Robertson takes a pitch down. Which is low, 2-0. Three balls, no strikes. Robertson now 3-1. Rays need some base runners here in this scoreless game. A couple men reach in the 4th inning, lost a man caught stealing. Ground ball, deep short, glove by Anderson. Throw, and he got him. Boy, he made a nice play right there. Tim Anderson, the Chicago shortstop, made a fine play. A couple of outstanding defensive plays in this inning by the White Sox.
Well, showing some tools here. There's the athleticism you're talking about, getting to it in the hole, throwing on the run, falling away from first base. And Tim Anderson, well, you even think back to that double play the White Sox turned early in the game and his footwork around second base. And you see the kind of elite athlete he is.
Joey Wendell is down and in.
Well, a scouting report on Joey Wendell streaking. He's in the midst right now of a 6-game hitting streak, number 1, and surging, number 2. You look at his numbers from the beginning of July, and I know we highlighted Malik Smith, but Joey Wendell since July 1st, 359, 438 on base is what he's been able to do with 10 extra base hits, including 3 home runs. Oh, by the way, continues to play a very high level of defense also.
Yeah, wherever you put him. Second base tonight, most of the time there, but he's gone even to the outfield, played left field for the first time ever, and has been very good there.
I have missed him in left field because we haven't seen the glove.
Yeah, it's hard to miss that glove. It's a good size. Ground ball off the mound, and Anderson back a second, makes the throw. So the shortstop takes care of that one. 3 ground ball outs. We go to the 6th inning. No score.
Sox. Well, I had a chance to speak with a couple of the guys and a couple of members of the 2008 team that won the AL pennant back in 2008, and I just wanted to get some of their thoughts. And BJ Upton told me that this 2018 team actually reminds him of the 2008 team with just how scrappy they've been all year this year. He said they're just kids who want to play and win, and that's what we were. And then talking with James Shields, he's still playing. I mean, he's supposed to start for the White Sox on Sunday, and he said just how much the game has changed from just a decade ago. But after hearing from a handful of the guys, they are all in consensus that Game 7 of the ALCS against the Red Sox stands out the most from that entire season, guys.
Yeah, to emerge the winner there was really in some ways the capper to that season, although you go to the World Series and you want to win that, but boy, you emerge as the Rays did from the American League East, you almost feel as if you won the series.
Yeah, well, and we saw in that graphic they had won the division by 2 games over Boston, and then you triumph over them in a 7-game hard-fought series to go to the World Series and kind of serve notice to the baseball world. You can completely understand why these guys say that that moment stands out the most. James Shields is putting a hurt on those seats down there.
2-2 the count to Moncada leading off the 6th inning. He has struck out and grounded out. Jamie Schultz on the hill. Stanek worked an inning in 2/3. Caleri followed. Now Schultz. Strike 3 call. Moncada out for the 3rd time. Well, let's take a look at that final out that clinched it. Put an end to that, and there is Aki Iwamura.
If you could pause Iwamura as the hands shoot to the sky, get a good look at the bobblehead. What a pile up. Hate to be on the bottom of that baby.
Now 1-0 the count on Sanchez. Yeah, we're talking about Iwamura last inning and how important he was to that. But you have that kind of season, you can point to almost anybody on that team at a certain point in the season, and it wouldn't have happened without him. I mean, it truly was a team effort from top to bottom on that roster. And there's the Aki bobblehead.
Bobble toe and bobblehead. That's dual action. Must have.
Three and 1 to count on Yolmer Sanchez. Alvarado up in the bullpen. And a strike. Run it full. Right there, a little bit wide. So the walk comes with 1 out in the 6th inning. 3rd walk issued by Schultz. Jose Abreu will be the hitter. Abreu has struck out in single. Struck out against Stanek, singled against Caleri, and now faces Schultz and swings through this one. Something we talked about earlier tonight. Here's a situation where the White Sox have their top hitter in the batter's box for the 3rd time, facing a different pitcher each time.
You never let those top hitters settle into a ball game and get into a rhythm with a pitcher and have a pitcher try to get him out 3 different times. You're facing, think about it, right-hander Stanek coming out tall over the top. I'm going to bury you with 97, 98. Then you're going to get Kolarek coming down left, way underneath. Now you're going to get Schultz. I mean, think about it. Not easy on these guys. That's why you think about the third time through. You know, the numbers start to swing in the hitter's favor. Why? Because they've seen you already 2 times, and now here he comes again, comfortable with the arm slot, the release point, the pitches, and they start to get the upper hand.
And a shot back into left field. That's got some distance and will go. Home run off the bat of Jose Abreu. His 18th home run of the year, and the White Sox take a 2-0 lead. Well, the walk to Sanchez before Abreu, and now Abreu has belted the 2-run shot.
Well, the walk hurt, but the walk also indicative of command issues. It was the 3rd walk for Schultz in this outing, and then he just gets around a slider, backs up on him, kind of a cement mixer in the middle of the plate. Those tend to get hit hard.
Daniel Palka. Fastball is a strike. Is down 1-1. Austin Pruitt up again in the bullpen for the Rays. Palka chases that one up. 1-2. Foul out of play. Schultz out for the first time since the 28th of July. He was in the Baltimore series. And touch for the home run here in the 6th inning. 2-2 the count on Palka. Strike call. Palka caught looking. 2nd strikeout for Schultz. Stanek had 5, Kolarek 2, and now Schultz has 2.
Able to keep it right on that outside corner and drive the 4-seamer to its spot.
Rafael Garcia now. Late on that one, strike 1. Out of play the other way, 0-2. There's 2-1 against the White Sox this year. They won the first 2 games of that series against them up in Chicago, 5-4 and 6-5, and then dropped the last game in a 2-1 contest. They're down 2-0 right now. Ball, 2 strikes. Rafael Garcia has struck out and has walked. Been on the disabled list a couple of times. hamstring issues. Down to short, and Robertson takes care of him. 2 runs on the walk and the home run. 2-0 Chicago. By your local Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. And by your local Honda dealer. Two-0 ball game. The home run by Jose Abreu. The difference in this one. Michael Perez leads off for the Rays. Set a strike call. The Rays have 1 hit. Kiermaier's base hit in the 4th. He was thrown out trying to steal. Powers walked in that inning and did steal second, but the Rays left him in scoring position. Perez almost hit by that pitch, pretty close, and it's 1-1. That's a one-hopper to first. Another nice play by Abreu at first. The pitcher Giolito covering. Nicely done.
Well, a repeat, Dwayne, of our Bonefish Grill fresh catch of the game.
It was so good the first time. Does it again.
Boy, a tough backhand on a rocket shot by Perez. Feed Giolito. Boy, he hit the home run. Made a couple of excellent plays in the field.
That big smile going. Malik Smith. Going away. 1 ball, no strikes. Copper foul. 1-1. Two balls and a strike. Kiermaier on deck. 3-1 to count to Malix. fouls it right back. Full count. White Sox with a couple runs, 3 hits. The big blow, the Abreu homer. So far, the Rays just 1 hit off Giolito tonight.
Well, he's been in complete control. Control of his stuff, control of the zone for the most part, although here he stands at 3 balls against Malix. That's what the Rays needs, a base runner. Any way you can get it.
Punches it foul, forcing another full count pitch. Never gets old. Baseball in the stands for a souvenir.
What an adrenaline rush. You know?
And ball 4. Malix draws a walk. Well, we'll see what the Rays can do with this. A 1-out walk with the top of the order coming up. Kevin had the base hit in the 4th inning and then was caught stealing, caught for only the 2nd time this year. Alex draws a throw. Runner goes, and the pitch is skied to the left side. Delmonico moving to his right makes the catch. Back to first goes Malix Smith. Malix had a good break and was on his way to stealing that base. Back at first now. And I wonder if he turned second.
Yeah.
And did not touch the bag coming back.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what happened.
White Sox are going to end the inning on that mistake by Malix Smith. Jerry Meals out there, the crew chief, second base umpire, making that call. And we'll take a look at it as we go to the break. So Malix ends the inning right there, 2-0 White Sox. Made that call, and Meals pointing out to him, you need to retouch the bag. If you touch it, go past it, and he just never quite did.
No, and you know, if you could read Jerry Meals' lips at the beginning of that, he was saying that you were trying to steal second, and then you crossed in front of it. And you're right, he gave up second base, I mean, by a hair, and then just turned and ran back to first. And I'll tell you what, you got to give the credit, give some credit there to the White Sox middle infielders, Tim Anderson and Moncada. They both met at second base, like, hey, we may be able to steal it out here. That ball came in, they touched it, and Jerry Meals said, you're out.
Yeah, technically a double play, 7-6. Anderson got involved in that.
See, that needs to happen on how you score the game, because I had no idea. I just put third out and moved on. But
well,
see,
that's the important thing, is that you moved on.
yes.
You got to move on. 2-0 the count to Narvaez. The Rays with Austin Pruitt in the game. One. Pruitt, put your number 4 for the Rays. Stanek, Kolarek, Schultz, and now Pruitt. And Austin Pruitt is behind 3-1. Take the count full here in the 7th inning. Stanek an inning and 2/3, Kolarek 2, and Schultz 2 1/3, covering the front 6. Shot into center. Kiermaier is there for it. One away.
Well, Dwayne, here's the big story, and it's from up in Pittsburgh. Not the first start that number 24 would want with the Pittsburgh Pirates. It would start right there, and Matt Carpenter going deep to center field to start things off. And then here in the 5th inning, Fowler with the base hit, driving in another run. That's going to chase Chris Archer from this game. And he would end up, you know, Pittsburgh gave him an early lead and a big lead, and he ends up coming out after 4 1/3, gave up 5 runs, 4 earned in his Pirate debut.
Here's Garcia taking the first pitch. Well, there's the line on Chris Archer for Pittsburgh. 7 hits and 4 walks in 4 1/3, 6 strikeouts.
A lot of traffic, and what makes it more frustrating is that run that he gave up at the top of the first. I think Pittsburgh scored at least 3 in the bottom half of the first inning. Stretched that lead out a little bit, and now they're in a mess. Now they're in a dogfight.
And he did go. Rory Garcia is out on strikes. And so 10 strikeouts for Rays pitching tonight. Stanek had 5, Kolarek 2, Schultz 2, and Pruitt 1. And that means you can visit CanesStrikeout.com for the printed home voucher. Take that to Canes Furniture within 7 days and receive a coupon for 2 free tacos and chips at participating area Tijuana Flats locations. Restrictions apply. Nick Delmonico into left. Bauer's back and is there to grab it. 1, 2, 3 in the top of the 7th inning stretch coming up. 2-0 Chicago.
it is time now for your Chevy Prospect Spotlight. Is someone we are very familiar with, outfielder Jesus Sanchez, who earlier today was promoted from High A to Double A Montgomery, and this season with the Stone Crabs he hit .301 in 90 games with 10 jacks and driving in 64. So that promotion was well earned, guys.
Yeah, so he'll make the stop at Double A, and the Rays continue to see him as a potential all-around impact player. Matt Duffy, the pitch is down, 1 ball, no strikes. Duffy getting his third look at Giolito. The Rays are down by 2. Duffy, Bowers, and Crone coming up in this inning. 1-1. And a strike. The only 2 runs, the home run by Jose Abreu in the 6th. Three balls and a strike. It's a full count. Bowers on deck. Fly ball into right. That was Saul Garcia. Puts that away. 1 gone. MLB at Bat is your #1 Rays app. Customize your experience to catch every moment this season. Get Rays home screen icons and features such as the MLB TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcasts, stats, news, and more. Download MLB at Bat today. Jake Bowers. The strike. Caught the corner, says Ramon de Jesus.
Jake said, are you sure? Because I don't think that it did, and I think he may be right. Trying to get an idea of what the strike zone is, and you don't want to be doing that in the 7th inning of a game.
Stairs, 1-1. The Rays have had a tough time with this big right-hander, just 24 years old. Came in 7-8 with a .626 earned run average. 1-2 had him out in front.
Well, there's been no evidence of that version of Giolito here tonight. He has, for the most part, commanded the strike zone and had his assortment of pitches working very well. Until he throws a curveball to the back screen. I'm done. I am done. I'm telling you, I have been the most consistently horrible broadcaster in baseball all season long. There's without a doubt.
You're really too hard on yourself.
You call it like it is.
Whoa, look out.
What do I tell you?
Well, there you go.
Complete control, right? Curveball to the backstop and then a fastball. Where was that going?
Well, it's so far working to the Rays' advantage. So if you continue to speak highly of Giolito, the Rays might get something going here.
This is pretty remarkable. I mean, where was that going?
Well, let's see what happens.
I'm going to sit this one out.
He's been really, really tough on C.J. Crone tonight. 0 for 2. 1 on, 1 out now in the 7th. Bowers back in. Well, it's been a very disappointing year for Chicago. They have 38 wins in this rebuilding mode. So they're on a pace to win 57 games this year. Rays trying to win their 57th game tonight.
Wow.
In the first. Power is back.
You know, it goes to what we were talking about earlier. This is coming off of a season where, what'd you say, they lost 95 or 97 games a year ago?
Yep, they
And then-
lost 95 games last year.
Okay, well, you're moving in the wrong direction in the rebuild. 12 more losses the following season is what you're on pace for?
Want to know the count on C.J. Crone? Ooh, big cut and a miss. And after the pitch up, the pitch just stayed up there. And he liked what he saw. Look at it.
It was too bad. You know, when you think about this, the curveball that missed wildly to Bowers, the fastball that got yanked in off the plate. Now, there was the slider that didn't do much of anything. His three worst versions of all of those pitches. And that, by the way, didn't have a lot of bite to it either.
Yep. Grown a little frustrated after these last couple pitches. 1 and 2.
You got two hangers. One of them was just so up and out of the zone, you couldn't do anything about it. That one right there had a better chance. See if he can get another. Maybe Giolito's starting to run out of some steam here, 90 pitches in.
And a cut and a miss. That went down and away, and he got the chase from Crone.
Or maybe not. I'm just going to sit the rest of this inning out. I'm worthless.
You got to talk about how good he is. I think that could work. Had a couple of shaky pitches. You acknowledge those. The next one's pretty good. Down and away. Break. Chase.
I think I need to be pulled.
Here's G-Man Joey.
Oh, hey, here's Kevin Cash. He's in the booth.
One strike. Yeah, but you're gonna go. You're gonna go run high home camera for a hitter, and then you'll be back.
That's right.
Yeah.
You're gonna do pull a Romo.
Yeah. Oh, 2. You know, we could probably do that. We could do that. It'd be fun.
It would fit in with the theme of the team.
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
Sure. Spice up the telecast a little bit.
Mm-hmm. You'd love to run a camera.
I would love to run a camera.
The end of the dirt, and it's blocked by Narvaez, the catcher.
You know what? One of the favorite things that they do here at Tropicana Field is when you try to find, you know, DJ Kitty.
Yeah.
And you get the fan to run the camera, and he's got to try to zoom in and you know.
Yeah.
That's
look far and wide.
Yep.
Yeah.
That always has intrigued me.
Stan like to come in, do a hitter, you know, little analysis for a hitter.
Everybody wins.
Oh, strike 3 call. Choi ends the inning looking. We go to the 8th. 2-0 Chicago.
how they have put this game together with the pitchers. Ryan Stanek, of course, is going to make that open. Going inning and 2/3. How good was he? 5 strikeouts, 5 up, 5 down, and then Kolarek gets in there. Right there, the one mistake made by Schultz, that slider that just did not get to the outer edge, and Jose Abreu was able to get to him. Here comes Austin Pruitt. He's going to do his thing, and here we are deep into this ball game, top of the 8th, and it's a 2-0 lead for the White Sox as you see everybody's line.
Stanek, Kolarek, Schultz, and Pruitt. Pruitt had a 1-2-3 7th. Begins the 8th by facing the number 9 hitter, shortstop Tim Anderson. Anderson twice has gone out to Kiermaier in center. Anderson, 23 years old. $14 home runs this year. He had 17 last year. Bit of that one. At this point has cut down on his error rate. About half of the errors last year came on throws from Anderson. Trying to get all of that athleticism and the arm under control. He's made some progress in that department. It into shallow center. Here comes Kiermaier. He got it. Picked it right off the turf. A sliding catch. So for the 3rd time tonight, he takes care of Tim Anderson.
Well, you knew that was going to be trouble off the end of the bat into no man's land. Joey Wendell's going to go out. You wonder if he heard something here because he stops and just lets Kiermaier do his thing. I think maybe he just felt him coming in because it didn't look like Kiermaier was saying anything.
And a pretty good move by Wendell.
Baseball instincts.
John Moncada puts it down the left side, foul out of play for a strike.
You know, Dwayne, if Joey had his left field glove on, he probably could have caught that off the bat.
Yeah, he wouldn't have had to gone to center field hardly at all.
Step or two and throw that thing up there.
Yeah, but got the infielder's glove on. Not going to be able to catch it. All because he'd like to turn a double play, get rid of a throw quickly, and get a guy at first. What about those pop-ups? You need an extendo glove.
Here's what we need. We need someone to start a Twitter account. Joey Wendell's glove. Joey Wendell's left field glove. It needs its own Twitter account.
That would be impressive.
You know that thing has a lot to say.
Three balls, 2 strikes. Ground ball right side. Crone with the toss and Pruitt covers. So 2 up, 2 down in the 8th inning. Yomer Sanchez now. Tapper foul by Sanchez. One and two. Two runs, 3 hits for Chicago. No runs, and the Rays have only the 1 hit. The single by Kiermaier in the 4th. Rays just with a couple shots left. Strike 3 call. A 1-2-3 8th for Pruitt. Bottom of the 8th will find Daniel Robertson leading it off. 2-0 Chicago. Tomorrow on Rays Live, pregame show presented by your local Honda dealer. 2008 AL Championship Team reunion interviews with Jason Bartlett and Scott Kazmir, and a lot more. It all begins at 5:30 tomorrow. It's the pregame coverage. Here's Daniel Robertson. The Rays need to get busy. We're running out of time here, running out of outs. 1 strike to count.
Uh-oh.
We've got some big action in the bullpen here for the Chicago White Sox. The left-hander Fry is up. We thought we might see him.
Big fastball, and has had a lot of success with it. Highlighted that early in the game.
Chase Fry getting loose. Here's a base hit into left center field. Robertson will turn and head for second, and he's going to beat the throw in with a double. Robertson all over that second base bag. His 16th double of the year, and let's see if that can lead to something for the Rays.
Well, out of the box, you're going to see Daniel Robertson thinking to, and he hit that ball hard enough that it got deeper out into left center field before Garcia could cut it off. And he's able to get in there. You got to stay attached to that bag anymore.
Well, this is as far as the Rays have been able to advance a runner tonight. Bowers walked and then stole second base in the fourth. And the White Sox have a big conference on the mound, and Robertson a little shaken up on Ozzie Timmons calling for. I hope it's something as simple as a towel, but I think it's going to be with that hand.
Yeah, left hand. It went hard into the bag, that thumb. You can see him.
So we'll find out more about Robertson and that thumb. Meanwhile, a call to the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Jackpot scratch-offs from the Florida Lottery are a new spin on a classic, loaded with prizes from $10,000 to $2 million. So unleash the excitement anytime. The Florida Lottery, it's your ticket. Claim it. Giolito out of the game after 7 innings plus. The left-hander Jace Fry in the game. 99 pitches for Giolito. Joey Wendell will be up here against Fry. Fry, 25 years old, makes the 38th appearance of the year. He, in his career, has undergone a couple Tommy John surgeries. And he gets the call on the breaking ball that stayed in. Ground ball, there's a base hit the other way. Robertson's going to head to the plate. He stumbles but will score without a play. Rays are on the board and Wendell comes through to make it 2-1. Nice job by Joey Wendell to get the Rays on the board.
Now he's going to go the other way, slap this ball the other way. And Elmer Sanchez with a dive, and just off the end of that glove, you see him fire that dirt down. He wasn't too happy. Daniel Robertson cuts the lead in half, still nobody out. And the Rays making their run. Been a tough trip around the bases for Daniel Robertson.
So he scores from second. Take a closer look at that hand. Him off the bases. Joey Wendell, the runner at first with nobody out. The Reds do. Gomez has been announced as the pinch hitter. And more action by the White Sox now. We're going to get another call to the bullpen with Rick Renteria out there. Brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Bottom of the 8th inning with a runner at first and nobody out. Giolito left after giving up the double, so he's charged with a run on a couple of hits in 7+ innings. Fry leaves and Juan Minaya, the right-hander, comes on. 27 years old. Making his 28th appearance.
Does have 28 strikeouts in 21 innings, also 20 walks. Something to keep your eye on. Command has at times been an issue.
Move to first. Wendell back in. Gomez chasing that first pitch. Strike one. A lot of matchups for the Rays against Minaya. Gomez 0 for 1 against him. Lays off, down and away. Goes the slider. On the left-hander. Tyler Danish, the right-hander. Foul the other way, 1-2. Romo up in the Rays bullpen. Rays have utilized Stanek, Kolarek, Schultz, and Pruitt. Giolito, Fry, and Minaya for Chicago. Wendell back in at first.
Well, Minaya, you know, in his 21 innings of work, has given up 10 stolen bases. 10 for 10. And Wendell with a huge lead.
And a cut and a miss. Gomez out on strikes. So he is out in a pinch hitting role. Now Malik Smith. Single home to run. He's at first. Rays need another run to pull even down 2-1.
You wonder when Wendell's going to take off.
Now he takes off. The pitch is a ball and the throw not in time. Wendell picks up his 8th stolen base.
Now just too easy to run on Minaya, so you knew it was just a matter of time. There's the fastball down. Narvaez up with the throw, not even close. Look at Wendell's already popping up. Look how big the lead is. He's almost halfway there before that ball's delivered. He's popping up in his slide before it gets there. Boy, it's tough to have a guy as a late inning reliever coming in that has no chance of controlling the running game. Comes a track meet.
Malik Smith swings through the pitch. Fastball 96. 1-1.
You see how long it takes him to deliver that ball to the plate. Got a high leg kick, very deliberate in that delivery.
And now the ball bounding away, and over to third goes Wendell. So the Rays have the potential tying run at third base with only 1 out. Well, a stolen base, and now a wild pitch.
Fastball in the dirt, and boy, he goes down there and tries to pick it with the backhand. It 5-holes him off the left leg of Alan Porter, the home plate ump. And now you force the White Sox to play the infield in.
Minaya charged with his 7th wild pitch of the year. And here comes the runner on the bunt, and the Rays tie it. Narvaez throws the ball into right field. Nobody covering first. Malik Smith goes to second. The Rays have tied this game and have a man in scoring position. Wendell was coming down the line, and Malik Smith put the bunt down. So he has scored the tying run. And there was nobody home at first.
That's a squeeze play right there, and you see Joey Wendell coming down that line. You know, he gets into Narvaez a little bit right there. I think that's being discussed right now with Alan Porter, and that throw to first base. Watch this, the bunt gets down. There goes the bat. Here comes Joey Wendell. Kind of tripped over the bat and clipped Narvaez.
So that's a bunt single. A run batted in. There'll be an error on the catcher on the throw, allowing Smith to move into scoring position at second. Rick Renteria putting up an argument here, and he wants to talk with Jerry Meals, the crew chief. So the game is tied 2-2.
Well, I'm sure what he's talking about is the runner coming down, and Joey Wendell, you know, makes contact with Narvaez, and it looked like Joey's trying to get out of the way. He did not lean into him at all. In fact, trying to go the other way, clip the bat, clip the catcher. See right here, trying to get behind him.
Now he actually changed his direction
Yeah.
a little bit. Took about a half step to his right.
Incidental contact, and he catches that back leg. Well, that play right there is the story of the 2018 Chicago White Sox.
So they walk Kiermaier. Matt Duffy's going to be the hitter. Well, a stolen base, wild pitch, an error on the catcher. I'll tell you, they have Manai out there, who I think we mentioned at the time. That was his 7th wild pitch of the year as a late inning reliever. And Narvaez has 10 pass balls, the catcher. Duffy takes a strike.
It makes it so difficult, and then highlight the fact that in 21+ innings, he's given up 11 stolen bases.
Yep.
So if he's going to throw the ball to the backstop, he's not going to be able to control the running game. That makes it very difficult to hold leads, and they've not been able to do that here tonight.
Duffy down in the count, 0-2. Into the dirt, blocked. And it's 1-2. Well, you never know.
That's why. I mean, that pitch never had a chance, not anywhere near the zone. That puts a lot of pressure on your catcher. They want the pitch right there. Wants it down, not that far down. It's 5-6 feet in front of home plate.
There goes a man trying to steal third, and no throw. Narvaez couldn't get the ball out of his mitt. And Malik Smith steals third base. The Rays very opportunistic here in the 8th.
Boy, they've got the Chicago White Sox rattled. Really have put this team back on their heels and now have a chance to take the lead.
Malik's picking up his 21st stolen base of the year. Infield comes up. There goes Kiermaier, and the pitch is fouled out of play. Kiermaier on the move.
There's nobody back there to cover.
Yep.
Everybody's way in, so Kiermaier's just running behind him. This Kiermaier's going to take that lead and say, look at a guy that struggles with it anyway, and there's nobody even attempting to cover. Really, your hands are tied. In case that guy puts a ball in play, you cannot afford to give him any more room to punch one through.
A 2-2 count on Duffy. Rays have tied it. And a move over to third is Sanchez, and Malik Smith is back. Duffy is out on strikes. The White Sox get a badly needed strikeout there. And the Rays have another shot here with Bowers due up. Renteria coming out of the dugout to make another pitching change. So Manaea will depart. Ball to the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Rays Live, the postgame presented by W.B. Mason. Rich and Doug along to anchor the coverage. Rays putting together this 8th inning rally. We'll hear from Kevin Cash, and the minor league updates come your way from around the Rays farm system. Luis Avilan, the left-hander, makes his 50th appearance.
Now that covers 31 2/3 innings, 37 strikeouts.
It's Bauer against the lefty. And Jake fouls it back. Bowers has struck out, has walked, and has been hit by a pitch. Down 0-2.
We got a good little sink action right there on that fastball at 90. You know, you watch Avilan, the way that he sets up and trying to keep that front side closed. I mean, his feet are almost pigeon-toed. Got it all the way turned in. Create some deception and make sure he stays closed.
And Bowers is out on strikes. So Avilan comes up with the strikeout, but the Rays come up with 2. Rays squeezing that tying run home. Wendell scoring. It's a 2-2 ball game. Jose Abreu will lead it off. The crooked smile of the game. He had a big smile in the 6th inning, connecting for his 18th home run of the year.
Got a breaking ball that stayed over the plate, and he just lined it into the left field stands. That would give the White Sox a 2-0 lead. They'd hold on to that for a while, but the Rays, in just their last at bat, have tied it up. Here we go.
Changes for the Rays. New pitcher is Sergio Romo. The new catcher, Jesus Sucre, and Willie Adames in the game at short. The pitch is a strike. Romo out of that bullpen, a regular occurrence now for the 4th straight game. There's Adames at short. One. Romo picking up his 13th save of the year yesterday in the 4-2 win over the Angels. That was 1-2. Big strikeout there with the breaking ball. First out in the 9th.
How far are you willing to go? And Sergio Romo finds out far enough. Keeps that ball down, important, and off the plate. Retire a very dangerous hitter. Start this 9th inning off.
Daniel Palka, left-handed hitting designated hitter. He is a power threat. Which is down to him, 1-0. Stanek worked an inning and 2/3. Kolarek worked 2. Schultz 2 1/3. Threw it a couple of innings, and now here's Romo. Come out in front. 1-1.
Doing a great job so far in this at bat, staying down and away from Palka. You know that he wants to turn and lift, pull something into right field, so he stayed away from him and just let his swing take him off the ball.
And continues to do that and strikes him out. So 2 up, 2 down here in the 9th inning. Check in with Michelle to get an update on Daniel Robertson. What do you hear, Michelle?
Yeah, Dwayne, the Rays training staff said that he left with a left thumb sprain, but he will be reevaluated tomorrow.
Well, let's hope that that goes well. That can be tricky. The left thumb. Two up, 2 down in the 9th inning. Here's Avisail Garcia. Garcia has struck out, walked, and grounded out. Lifts a fly ball into right. Alex Smith will back up a few steps just to the track. And we're going to go to the bottom of the 9th inning. C.J. Cron due to lead it off. bottom of the 9th inning, the Rays with a 2-run 8th to tie it. 4-0 for the Rays, 2-3-1 for the White Sox. C.J. Cron will be the leadoff man here against the left-hander Luis Avilan. Cron is lined to left, grounded to short, struck out swinging his last time. Pitch is away, 1 ball, no strikes. 22 home runs on the year for Cron. Good time for a long one right now. Here's ball 2. Two-0. Ground ball third. Sanchez with the pickup and the throw. 1 away in the bottom of the 9th. Rays got what they needed from Romo in the top of the inning. A very short 1, 2, 3, 9 pitches. He's pitched 4 straight days. 10 pitches, 14, 16, and now 9 in the top of the 9th inning tonight. G-Man Choi. Strike 1. Willie Adames will be next. He's hitting in the spot originally occupied by Daniel Robertson, who opened the 8th with a double. Tapper foul, 0-2. Too low, 1-2. Rays and the White Sox in the 3 games they have played this year, and that was in early April in Chicago under less than ideal weather conditions. They played 3 one-run games. The Rays won the first one 5-4, won again 6-5, and then dropped a 2-1 decision. Tied 2-2 in the bottom of the 9th tonight. Choi is out on strikes. It's 10 strikeouts for Chicago pitching.
I'll tell you what, Avilan has been impressive with the sinker and the changeup. Look at that 2-seamer running it down and in, really the same way that he was able to get Jake Bauers. Not afraid to throw that pitch in on lefties and trust that the movement will dip below the swing.
There is Willie Adames. First plate appearance of the night. Taking over at short in the top of the inning. He's up in the count, 2-0. Adames drove in a run yesterday against the Angels with a sacrifice fly. Singled and homered against the Angels Wednesday. And ahead in the count, 2-0. Three balls, no strikes.
Now with another left-hander on deck, being very careful here now with Adames. A little walk around the mound. Joey Wendell waiting in the wings. Did he change
answers that one.
How confident was Avilan of getting a swing, a 3-0 changeup? Figure that Adames sitting dead red on the heater.
Three one. And he doubles up on that. Strike two.
I tell you, he's got a good one. He throws that pitch with conviction and really good arm speed. Tough to pick up.
3-2. The count, 2 outs, bases empty. Tie game 2-2 in the ninth. A bounding ball to the right side, and a late start by Avilan. Safe at first. Avilan didn't get started right away, and Adames beats it out.
May come back and haunt you. This is spring training, day one. Ground ball to the right side. It's an immediate bust over. Let's take a look how delayed it was. Curveball. Yeah, he's waiting to see who's fielding first. Doesn't break, and that cost him.
John Jompain on the call at first. Here it is.
And you don't understand what you're looking at. I mean, he's not where that ball was hit. There's no way that Abreu's going to race to the bag and beat Adames. And so to see who's going to field that, let's take a look. They're going to take a look. Nothing to lose, really. Trying to lead him to the bag. That's. I'm going to go confirmed safe. Yeah, better than stands.
Okay, well, it'll be tough to find anything that's clear and convincing. There goes as a base hit for Adames. So the review, and it stands. Adames, the runner. Joey Wendell will be the hitter. He takes that pitch wide. Back in. Two outs. He's reached on the infield hit. 9 of 34 against left-handed pitching. And this one covered by Narvaez, the catcher. 2-0. Crone went out third to first. Choi struck out. Adames beat the play at first. Now a strike on the inside corner. Danish has been up for a time in the bullpen. upstairs. It's 3-1. Alvarado up there in the bullpen for the Rays. Wendell facing the 29-year-old left-hander. Over to first. He almost had him leading the wrong way. And Adames is back in.
They're just going flat-footed too, hands on the knees, trying to bait Avilan and then take off, and almost cost him. Give him that look like you're not going anywhere.
And again a move to first. Thomas back in there standing up. Avilan, formerly a member of the Dodgers bullpen. Garcia goes back, and it's going to be out of play. A foul ball. But down toward that corner, and foul to run the count to 3-2. Well, Wendell created a little excitement with that fly ball.
A hang and change up, and that's why he ends up hooking it foul. The change of speed, just a little bit out in front.
Yeah, and that changeup is such a big pitch for Avilan. He'll throw it to left-handed hitters. Just foul. Now it's 3-2. And a little popper into shallow center. Gonna fall for a base hit. Adames will go to third. The Rays have been on the corners. So Wendell battling the lefty, drops a single into center, and now with two gone, the Rays will have Sucre at the plate, and the potential winning run 90 feet away.
You don't always have to hit it hard. Another changeup. This one gets in. Joey Wendell tries to wait back a little bit longer on that pitch, but able to fight it off. Willie Adames off and running there with 2 outs. There's the drop in, and now you are that close.
Call of the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Tyler Danish, the right-hander, was a local product, went to high school in Plant City. And he faces the Rays catcher. Sucre takes that first pitch for a strike. Sinker, curve, and change for Danish. A cut and a miss. Down to second base goes Wendell. So he moves up on no play. So the Rays with 2 outs have 2 men in scoring position. Danish out of the 2013 draft. Made his way up through the White Sox organization. Pop foul, and it's going to be out of play. And last year, AAA Charlotte. Made 25 starts there. All of this with 2 outs. Adames reached on the infield hit. Now a big conference by the White Sox. And there's the beginning of the Tyler Danish fan club.
Brandon wearing the Rays shirt with the welcome home Danish.
Pitch is down. Ball, 2 strikes. And now it's wide. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Sucre trying to stay disciplined and get a pitch that he can handle.
Strikes. Danish strikes out Sucre, and the Rays leave 2. We're going to go to the 10th, tied 2-2. Scoring in the 6th inning, it was the home run, the 18th of the year by Jose Abreu with Yolmer Sanchez aboard. The Rays put together a 2-run 8th. The RBI from Joey Wendell after Robertson had opened with the 2-base hit. And with Wendell at third, Alex Smith put down the bunt. The Rays on the bunt base hit squeezed the tying run home. And we're tied 2-2 as we go to the 10th inning. Jose Alvarado on the hill.
A 48th appearance, 45 innings, 46 strikeouts. To say that this has become a battle of the bullpen, but for the Rays, it's been
Always
like that
a
all
battle of the bullpen.
all night long.
Omar Narvaez, the catcher, is going to lead it off. Chicago 2-3 in extra inning games, and the Rays 5-5. Pitch is a strike. Leori Garcia will be next, and then Nick Delmonico is on deck. It's 1-1. Foul back, 1-2. Narvaez doubled back in the second inning. Alvarado last worked on Wednesday in the Angels series in that 7-2 Rays victory. Faria picked up the win in that one, his first outing since coming back from the disabled list. Tyler Glasnow started that game and was impressive. Still a 2-2 count on Narvaez. Ball left side toward the bullpen. That will fall out of the reach of Duffy. Scrambling after that one. Anything with a remote chance, you're after it. As it turns out, no chance there, and it's still 2-2. Look out. That went right by Leori Garcia in the on-deck circle. That'll startle you.
That was one of the latest swings that you will see a guy be able to make contact. Watch how deep this ball gets into the zone. I was behind him. He made contact with that pitch that was already by him.
2-2. Fouls this one back a third and into the stands. Narvaez originally was in the Rays system in Venezuela and played down there for the first 2 or 3 years he was in the Rays system. White Sox picked him out of the Rays organization in the minor league portion of the Rule 5 draft. Battling Alvarado right now.
Just trying to get a pitch to put in play. Fouled off a couple of breaking balls. We saw the fastball that was almost into the glove of Sucre. Stay alive and hope at some point you get a mistake pitch. That is what Narvaez is thinking.
And there's a tapper to the right side. Wendell throws him out to finally end that at bat. An extended AB by Narvaez. 9 pitch at bat, maybe 10. I think he got him on the 10th pitch. So 1 away, and the hitter is Leori Garcia. Garcia walked, was caught stealing in the 5th, grounded out and struck out in this game. The fastball at 97 missed. 1-0. Popped back and out of play. 1-1. Takes that one inside. 2-1. Garcia originally with the Texas Rangers organization, got to the big leagues briefly in 2013. The White Sox ever since. Then a ground ball, broken bat, and Wendell throws him out. So 2 up, 2 down. It's Delmonico. Delmonico 0 for 3. Pitch down. Takes him to 1-1.
Where did the breaking ball go? That's what Delmonico is asking himself. It's a sharp late break. Alvarado's got so much explosive hand speed out in front. You think about the velocity on the heater and the finish on it, the breaking ball, how sharp it is.
Line drive, right field. Alex Smith's going to have to play it on a hop. Delmonico's going to go for 2, and he is in there with a double. Delmonico, a 2-out double here, gives the White Sox a threat.
Well, I'll tell you what, a lot of times you back up a really good A+ breaking ball with one that's not nearly as sharp. You're going to do the hitter a little bit of a favor. You see how this stays up, and Nicky goes right out there and gets it. We thought maybe off the bat Alex would have a play on this. Pulls off of it. And bounce takes him deep and allows Delmonico to get into second base.
Well, the White Sox put some speed in Adam Engel at second base as a pinch runner. So suddenly the White Sox have this 2-out opportunity. Anderson will be walked. So an intentional walk here. So Anderson goes to first, and the switch hitting second baseman Yoan Moncada will bat. He came into the game tonight hitting 167 as a right-handed hitter with 1 home run, and you can see there 13 home runs from the left side and a 243 average. And the Rays on Alvarado to face Moncada from the right side.
Both of these guys getting some last-minute instructions. This all-important battle about to come up here. Hitter-pitcher, runner in scoring position, and we're in extras.
Two ball game. We're in the 10th. This issue develops with 2 outs. Moncada takes a fastball, 97 for a strike. One. It's too close at 98. 2-1.
Sucre imploring Alvarado out over the plate here. You know, you take a guy that has struggled against left-handers, and Alvarado's nasty with the velocity and the breaking ball, and you don't want to do him any favors by getting behind in the count.
A 2-1 count. Liner back into left. Bowers will go back. It's over his head. Bounding off the wall. 1 run is scored. Here comes Anderson. Throw to the plate. He is out at the plate. As the White Sox score the go-ahead run, denied the second run. There goes Bowers. Adames to the plate to Sucre to end the inning. But on the line drive, Moncada picks up the go-ahead RBI. And we'll go to the bottom of the 10th with the White Sox now leading 3-2. Here's the trailing runner cut down on the tag by Sucre. AT&T, the official sponsor for Extra Innings. The Rays come in to hit in the bottom of the 10th inning, down 3-2. Victor Santiago will be on the hill with Malik Smith due to lead off, and the first pitch is a strike. Sixth pitcher for Chicago tonight. Engel is now in center field. Garcia moves over to play left. Two. The Rays threatened with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th, left a couple on.
A lot of walks out of Garcia, so there could be some command issues, even though he's got the quick jump here on Malik's.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch is wide. 2-2. Kiermaier on deck. Smith got down 0-2. Now it's 2-2 here against Santiago. Battles him, fouling that one away. Coming in, Chicago 2-3 in extra innings. The Rays 5-5. First extra inning game for the Rays since July the 15th. They dropped that 10-inning game to the Twins in Minnesota. 11-7 on the Brian Dozier grand slam. Another 2-2 pitch. And it's fouled again. The double by Moncada drove in the go-ahead run, with the trailing runner cut down at the plate. That ended the inning, and so the Rays are down by 1. And now ball 3. So this after getting down 2 strikes and fouling off a number of pitches. Alex has taken it to 3-2. See if he can finish the job and get aboard. And he walks. And there's the leadoff walk. Alex on for the 3rd straight time. 2 walks and an RBI bunt single.
Well, when you looked at the profile of Santiago, you saw the walk issues, and even though an 0-2 count, not able to put him away, and that usually comes back to haunt you. Leadoff walks to a guy with speed.
Kevin Kiermaier, who's been on twice with a single and an intentional walk. Alex back in at first. Kiermaier takes it wide. And he fouls it back. Kiermaier with a couple plate appearances against Santiago. He has singled and walked in facing him. over there, and Alex is back in. And Kiermaier bunts, pops it up, caught by Sanchez, and that's the first out.
When trying to push that ball up the third base line, he gets too much of it. We're trying to push it by him almost. And you see how he's reaching. And that ball just popped in the air. Unfortunate.
Now Matt Duffy, 1-on-1 out. Duffy looks at a strike.
He is due 0 for 4 on the night. And Duffy's been so good for this team, so consistent for this team all season.
And a foul ball back. Duffy has walked it off once before this year against Tepera in Toronto on June the 13th. Base hit on that walk-off was the only run of that game. That turned out to be a 1-0 victory for the Rays. Rays are down by 1 with a man aboard at first and 1 out in the 10th inning tonight. Ground ball headed to short. Anderson, Moncada 1, first base 2 on the 6-4-3 double play. And the White Sox have beaten the Rays in 10 innings tonight. It's a 3-2 final. 3-5-1 for Chicago. 2-6-0 for the Rays. Danish will get the win. He is 1-0. A save for Santiago, his first. Alvarado, the loser, now 1-4, and the Coors Light refreshing finish. There it is, the start of the double play.
Well, he got Matt Duffy reaching for a pitch down and away, and he rolls over it right into the teeth of that defense. That's exactly what Santiago wanted. That's exactly what he got. And the Chicago White Sox walk off with the win.
So it's a 3-2 final in extras for Brian Anderson. Dwayne Stats, hope you've enjoyed the telecast, if not the outcome. Rays Live, the postgame comes your way next. We'll see you tomorrow night.